Is particularly interested in security accorded to teachers in arid and semi-arid areas. Let's take a look.
You are getting out there. My question is, what is it that you intend to do different apart from what you've given us? Because what I'm seeing here is what your predecessor used to declare, and boldly so, that will make this country safer. Teachers in Northeastern they are living in trauma. I can imagine that a teacher, after having taught through the day, will need to hide somewhere for the night or for the evening so as to appear tomorrow morning in a class and teach our kids. I tend to imagine that there's more to it that we know. Just to agree with the honorable member for Kiambu, the local leadership. In Luanda, where I come from, in areas, we are in a safe area, yes. But nothing can happen without the local leadership, the local village elders, or the Nyumba Kumi knowing what is it that is happening. But it appears that Northeastern is such a different area because the local leadership seems not to know, or they are playing as if not to know. What has your ministry done to ensure that this leadership, right from the Nyumba Kumi all to the county governor and what have you, have been brought on board to ensure that these deaths and the trauma and the exposure given to our teachers is actually taken care of? Secondly, someone said, Bwana CS, that if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, and quacks like one, then it is one. We need to hear more from the leadership of that area about the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Waziri, you can answer those questions. You have a question? Oh, yes.
My
questions, Abdul?
I will ask just two questions.
Yes, specific and straight away.
Waziri, you talked about the specialized units that we need to come up with to deal with this security issue. And I know the government had established the SIPU, the Critical Infrastructure Police Unit. Is it possible to establish a specific police unit whose mandate is just to protect our schools and teachers? Or if that's not possible, is it possible to give the teachers in secure areas licensed guns so that they can protect themselves at the hour of need? Finally, you talked about the MNOs and the discussions you're having in terms of ensuring that the telephone masts that help in connectivity are not pulled down. As yesterday, the mast you talked about that the NPS tried to protect, but they were overpowered and damaged a little bit. The Safaricom had sent the engineer there to pull it down and take it away instead of repairing it. So your answer is that they are trying to repair it, but the information we have as from yesterday is they are pulling it away, and they did the same to another area called Bohol 11 when an incident happened about 2 years ago. So that's a matter I think that needs, because if we do this, Al-Shabaab attacks, we either pull out our police or we pull out then it gives them an indication that we have given up and we have surrendered to them, and they get emboldened even more. Thank you.
Thank you, Waziri. I think you can respond to that. And when we are responding to that, Waziri, especially on the issue of the schools are opening just a month away. They are just closing this week. In a month's time, these teachers have been stigmatized, knowing that their colleague was shot within their range. They saw them being manhandled or being killed mercilessly. You want them to go back. What is your recommendation on the Teacher Service Commission, especially on these traumatized teachers? Do you have a section within the police service on how you can actually heal them psychologically? And two, on the same note, that the teachers are to report back in those particular regions. You know, that is part of our republic. Every Kenyan has a right to work there. What actual measures have you put in place to know that teacher A, teacher B, teacher C is safe, sound, and he can carry out these duties? And if he can't, then what is your advice on this? The Honorable Ombaka, reintroduce yourself and ask your question.
Okay, my name is Christian Ombaka, MP for Siaya, and a member of this committee. I have just one question. I'm wondering whether you do have enough police force deployed in the area, Northeastern. Are they enough or are they too few? If they're too few, would you need much more, including the Air Force? Because we need to combine forces to deal with insecurity there. Maybe the police that are posted there are too few and you need more, or even if there are more and they're helpless, they cannot handle the insecurity effectively, do they need an added hand, like the Air Force should come and patrol the area at night and in the day? They keep flying over to check if the area is safe. Thank you.
Sure, Waziri. Now proceed with those questions.
Thank you, Chair. The allegation that
All right, those are live proceedings in Parliament on the situation in arid and semi-arid areas, particularly dealing with the safety of teachers in those parts. And of course, that Professor Kindiki, CS Interior, is there and going to help dig deeper into those and answer some of those questions that are being posed by the committee. That's all we had for you on News Center. I'm going to leave you with those live proceedings in Parliament. But coming up is Yanayo Jiri with my colleague Agnes Gakunga. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing.
that we must be ruthless with all threats of our national security. And that's why I assured the country we will fix the problem. I have already told you, without saying so many things, that there are some things we are working on, including the modernization of equipment. And the less these things are discussed, the better. Get it from us. We will not spare any effort, because allowing the prevailing situation to escalate will be giving up our country to evil people and to criminals. I have promised the country that we will fix the problem in the north in the coming weeks, in the coming months, and you will see activities, you will read about them, you will see us. My request is we do not politicize the law enforcement, and threats to national security, wherever they come from, should be treated as such, whether they are from Al-Shabaab, whether they are from political fundamentalists or extremists who use politics to do damage to the country's security. We'll treat them as such. And as soon as the country stabilizes, we have no business even engaging with politicians, because that's not our forte. Chair, I take offense as a Kenyan when we accuse public officers on the basis of ethnicity. It is not good for our country. So I will not respond to the issue about certain heads of security agencies coming from somewhere. These are officers of the Republic of Kenya, and I think that discussion is unhealthy. The moment you attach ethnicity to a commander or a leader of a security agencies, you are jeopardizing the national interest. So I will not venture into that discussion. The border is not open. The border is not open. Is the border porous? Yes. What are we doing about it? As we speak, we have a team that is trying to, Amotage is the team that is around, the border from last week. And we are going to see how we can enhance our border control and border management system. But the allegation that the border between Kenya and Somalia is open are not true. I am the minister in charge of borders. I have not presided over the opening of any border post, and that policy, which was put in place in 2011, has not been revised, not by cabinet, not by the National Security Council, and not by the minister. The rest is politics. Chair, with regard to the issue of formed units, a question was asked whether we need more of these units. We don't need. I think what we need to organize is the deployment and perhaps the equipment. Generally, Kenya has enough police officers. By way of example, members may want to know our current strength, which is around 110,000 police officers for a country of 53 million, is not a very bad ratio. If you compare, for example, with our neighbor, one of our neighbors, Tanzania, a country of 64 million people, their strength is around 46,000 police officers. 46,000 against 64 million. We are 52, 53 million, 110,000. So we are not doing badly.
What is the UN standards, Waziri?
It's 1 officer to 450. And we are approaching there. We are around 600. We are approaching there.
It's good, yes.
Yeah. Chair, we cannot direct TSC. That's not our business. TSC is an independent commission under Chapter 15. What we do is they recommend to TSC. We do security assessment and then we recommend, the way we recommend to clients, other clients, including yourselves, politicians, you're also our clients. So we can recommend and tell you, Mheshimiwa, here, it's not safe for you, this is what you should do, it's up to you. But when the threat reaches a certain threshold, we can then impose mandatory security measures for purposes of public safety. So we encourage TSC to engage with us, and other stakeholders to engage with us, give us the needs and how they want those needs resolved. But at the moment, we cannot, for example, issue a directive to TSC that you must do this to teachers, you must transfer this number of teachers. We'll be violating the constitutional principles of independent institutions. But I agree.